All right, so Palantir stock is down about 6% on the day. It's down 8% on the week, down over 25% on the month. And if we look at the 6-month chart, it's down almost 65%. Now, my fundamental thesis about this company has not changed at all. And I still strongly believe that it's on track to become the operating system of modern business and that it has pretty significant competitive advantages and moats as compared to the potential competitors. But at this point, being a Palantir investor is kind of like being in an abusive relationship. You just keep buying the dip, expecting and hoping that things are going to get better, and they don't. In fact, they keep getting worse. Anyways, today I finally purchased Palantir shares below its DPO price of $10 per share. And in some ways, I'm happy about that, but in other ways, of course, I'm not. Now, if we look at my investment tracker here, you can see that I purchased 104 new shares today for, just over $1,000 US, bringing my total count to 1,506 and my average cost basis to about $17.66 per share. Now, some people have commented on my other Palantir videos suggesting that I should actually share proof that I've made these investments because I could just be making up numbers in a spreadsheet. And the reason why I'm tracking my Palantir investment in Google Sheets like this is because I'm actually doing it from 4 different investing accounts, and this just makes it simpler for me to see everything, to see the total average cost basis all in one place. But to prove that I'm not making this shit up, these are the official receipts to show that I've actually made these investments. So in one of my TFSAs, which in Canada is a tax-free investing account, I have 499 shares at an average cost basis of $14.63. And then in another account, I have 329 shares at an average cost of $20.72. In a third account, I have 69 shares at an average cost basis of $26, and that's the worst one so far. And in the final account, I have 610 shares, and the average cost basis isn't showing there, but I think it's somewhere around $18, $19, something like that. And if you total up all those figures, you get the numbers that we're looking at here, just over 1,500 shares in the company. I started investing back in December 2020, and I've done nothing but just slowly dollar cost average in until this point here today. And of course, over the past several months, the shares have been dropping and I've just been picking up more and more shares, lowering my overall cost basis, finally got it below $18 per share. But what is the plan moving forward? Because obviously you clicked on this video looking at the title and the thumbnail suggesting that I'm done. And the truth is I've hit my short-term or immediate-term goal in terms of the number of shares that I wanted to hold in this company. I was thinking about trying to bring it up to 2,000 by the end of this year. But at this point, I'm not so sure if I'm going to have enough spare cash to keep putting into this because I'm actually starting a business and I'm thinking of redirecting some funds, not selling anything, but redirecting my new funds into that new business venture as opposed to continuing to pour money into this to bring my cost basis down. Nevertheless, we've got the Q1 earnings report coming out on Monday, next week, in a couple of days. And I'm going to be doing some coverage of that for sure, because I think this is a pivotal moment for the company, for the stock. We're facing some serious macroeconomic headwinds. And despite the fact that the company itself has been performing well, that it's been exceeding its revenue growth targets, that its client count is growing, and that it's seemingly doing all of the right things to keep momentum in terms of the growth of the business, the price of the stock has just been absolutely hammered down. Since the all-time high in the high 30s just over a year ago, we're now back below the DPO price of $10 per share, which is honestly crazy for a company like this because I truly believe that it has revolutionary potential in the long run though, and that's the key point that I want to highlight here. In previous videos on the channel, I've done some deep dives into Palantir's numbers, into both the bull and the bear case for the company, and why I think this is a revolutionary technology that is truly going to have a very significant impact and that currently it is undervalued by the market, especially at these extremely depressed prices that we're seeing today. And I'll drop a link to a couple of the most informative other videos that I've done on Palantir and why I'm so bullish on them. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, my fundamental thesis has not changed. However, given the huge amount of uncertainty that we're seeing as a result of these macroeconomic headwinds and the fact that Palantir stock just keeps getting battered down, I am not going to be committing significant new amounts of capital to this investment. And in a way, this is actually running contrary to my intuition, which is the lower that I see this stock go, the more shares that I want to buy because I am so bullish on this company in the medium to long long term. But that is the key point there, in the medium to long term, because it's become clear to me that at least in the short term, in the next 6 months, 1 year, maybe even 2 years, there is not going to necessarily be market recognition of the potential of this company. And so while I'm definitely not planning on selling any of my shares for the foreseeable future, I think I'm just happy with the size of my position right now and happy with my cost basis, honestly. I've brought it into the mid-teens, and that is an acceptable point for me. I might continue to pick up a few shares here or there, especially let's say if the price drops to something like $5 per share, because that would be a buying opportunity too good for me to pass up. But I'm going to start pivoting most of my new capital investments into this business venture that I'm starting, because I think that in the short term, it has more potential, and also I have much more control over it. Whereas with an investment like Palantir, this is very much a buy and hold for the long-term type of strategy. And if you're looking at Palantir as an investment in the short term, I don't know what to say, but if you're looking at it over the next, let's say, 5 to 10 year horizon, I have extremely high expectations for this company. I honestly think that the market cap could exceed 100 billion, 200 billion, maybe more.
That's all I have to say about that.